Gaffer, thank you for joining me. Managerial debut last night and a positive result to go alongside that.
Yeah, obviously, first and foremost, absolutely delighted to get off to a winning start. I think it was important for the group, of course, for myself to start positively, and ultimately that was the main priority last night. Given the run that we'd been on, just getting back to winning ways as quickly as we could. Of course, there are aspects of the performance that I want to improve and I want us to be better at, but I believe they will come with a little bit more time to work. But again, getting that confidence back from 3 points was the key thing.
And looking at that back five, Joe Woodison and Jamie Turley have found minutes hard to come by in the season, and to get a clean sheet must be really pleasing.
Yeah, delighted for both of them in particular. They've shown a fantastic attitude when you're not in the team, and that's not always an easy thing to do. But they've been absolutely top professionals. They've kept themselves ready, and I think we saw that in their performances last night. I think we know what both bring to the party in terms of that strength, organisation skills, which for me are absolutely massive. Really good defenders. They compete really well. And I think overall we looked very, very solid, and that's going to be, again, a big thing for me moving forward.
In the closing minutes of the game, you've been there many times as a player. How did it feel as a manager? What did you want the full-time whistle to come?
I wanted it to come after about 46 minutes, I think, after we hit the crossbar for the second time. Again, that's one area that, if I'm being really harsh, is something we need to definitely improve on, because we could have had a much more comfortable evening if, again, we'd stick them chances away. But, we're asking lads to get in them positions, to create more opportunities. And we certainly did that. I thought we looked a lot more of a threat last night without taking the chances. And then again, when you haven't won for a little while and it's only 1-0, you're just susceptible to maybe just giving the ball away a little bit too much, which we did, to let them back into the game. But we got through it, and again, for me, I'm taking that as a massive positive. We had to ride out little moments and not being at our best with the ball. But we did, we got a clean sheet away from home, which is never to be sniffed at in this league. I think that's 12 now this season, which is good going. And that's definitely something, again, that I want to be a big part of us moving forward.
Such a quick turnaround in terms of going from the weekend and to you getting the position. How long have you had to get your ideas across to the boys? Have you had that opportunity yet?
As you say, it was a real quick turnaround. Again, it all happened very quickly over the weekend. I tried to put as much as I could, everything going on to the side, and really try and get a focus to what we were doing last night. And I was actually really pleased. We only really had Monday. Again, you're dealing with players that are recovering from Saturday, so you're not going to be keeping them out there for long periods of time. Recovery is important. But certainly the few themes that we tried to filter in on the Monday session, again, Danny Sender's been absolutely fantastic in terms of the work he's doing, Matty Harold as well, and all the other staff in terms of backing myself up with my ideas. It's then about putting that into practice on the training ground. And I felt that we actually did get that. We want our wide men to go and support Danny Johnson at times. He's been a bit isolated this season. Maybe our wide men have been themselves isolated out on the wing too much. We want to get them central. We want to get them running in towards the goal. And that was a big thing for us that, again, I thought we saw clearly in the game last night. So, again, it will take time, but the more work we can do, I'm hoping we'll start seeing a little bit more of what a Joby McAnuff team will start to look at.
And it's another trip coming up at the weekend. Exeter City, they're a team right in that area where we want to get to.
Absolutely. And again, the first thing I said to the players yesterday was well done. But for me, and where we want to get to, with all due respect to Grimsby, but the position they're in, they are games that we should be winning. So it's a pat on the back in terms of getting the win, but let's not get carried away. It's going to be a much sterner test. We know Exeter, a very, very good team, always up and around those playoff places. And certainly for us, we're going to have to raise our level. But I think generally we do that. When we're coming up against better teams, we can get to that level. So it's about just getting the consistency, again, ironing out the little bits and bobs that I wasn't too pleased with yesterday, particularly with the ball. I want to control the ball a lot better than we did last night. But again, I think we'll start doing that the more and more we go forward.
And one man that will miss that journey is Adam Thompson. It looked like a really serious injury last night.
Yeah, real horrible one. I think it was a bit of combination of the first contact in the air, which we thought initially was going to be the issue. Real horrible cut on the back of his head. But obviously, to me, it seemed he almost lost control when he was in midair and then landed full body weight onto his ankle, leg. So again, it's not a clever one, and unfortunately for him, we're going to be without him for a little while. But again, he was really positive last night. I messaged him, asked if he was all right, and he said, "Yeah, I think it's just a broken leg. Strap me up, I'll be all right for Saturday." So that sums him up. He's been brilliant since he come in. Really gutted for him personally, and again for us as a team, it'll be a loss. But obviously, we're wishing him a speedy recovery.